Yo, what is going on, guys? Today, I bring you something that I've been waiting ever since this was announced to do, and that is pretty much drift the Formula Drift cars that are in the game. If you get certain additions, you can get this DLC pack immediately right with the game at launch, and oh my gosh, I'm so excited. So, I think what we're going to start with is probably the most, like, the one that your average 12-year-old would want to start with. You know, I still have my 12-year-old heart and mind, so I'm gonna get in freaking Dean Carney's Viper right here. Oh my god. Oh my god. So you can see the Oracle lighting headlights on this Dodge Viper. And let's give it a little rev. Yeah, you can immediately hear the V10 and everything this thing screams. So we're here in Edinburgh right now. We're gonna have a little drifting fun. Start out in the city, and then we're gonna make our way to the countryside. But immediately, holy cow, I could kind of feel like the different suspension that the drift cars hold. That kind of like rear sag that the vehicles give to give it some better drifting capabilities. I know it's an actual thing in FD. I don't know exactly how you would term it. But let's just, oh my gosh, that was nothing. That was like 10 miles an hour and I'm already getting this thing sideways. Oh, and then you have all the stickers on the windshield. You can see it in here. Holy cow. This is crazy. If Forza keeps adding more content like this, then this game is set to be the best ever. They're already on the right track. I can see that the tire smoke is already going through all the ventilation and everything in the rear, all the air and everything like that. That's perfect. That's exactly how they're like, because if you ever see FD cars, they get tons of smoke and you can see it just pouring out of the back. Let's kind of see how much. I feel like these cars, probably the only unrealistic thing is that they probably won't pour out as much smoke as they actually do, just because that's so much to render it. It literally covers your whole screen if you were to have the actual coating. What is this? Is this a driftable road? Let's take ourselves back into the city. Yeah, this definitely feels different already. I love the sound of the V10 you get from this Viper. Oh my gosh. Okay, I love this thing. I'm so glad they at least got this one. I think my favorite part about this vehicle specifically is definitely the headlights. But yeah, this is quite the starter. We're already going to move on to the next vehicle because I just want to be able to hit all of them. Okay, it's definitely not going to be about the actual drifting gameplay itself. It's going to be more about you know, the cars so that you guys can kind of see what they're actually like or whatever. And then once you guys can get them in your hands, I'm sure you guys can drift 10 times better than I can. But next we're going to Justin Pollack's JTP, the Roush Mustang. Now this thing's a way bigger boat, I could tell. Holy cow, this is massive. Look at it from the front. It's a fully Roush kitted Mustang with wide body kit and everything. And this thing freaking just goes. Holy cow, yeah. It's so easy to initiate with these. You can tell I already initiated into the wall. Yeah, oh my gosh. It's definitely the biggest difference I noticed between the FD cars and if you were to just tune your own car is the suspension. And just kind of the way it feels in terms of how heavy it is and how light it is. You could feel that these things are light. They're just kind of body shells. You can see my little character. I'm wearing the suit. That's the funny thing. All the sun strips and everything. The details on these are amazing. But yeah, definitely, I don't think you can make such a slow speed drift in any other cars. These things definitely could maneuver their way around. But yeah, with that, let us move on to the next car. So now we have another unique one. We got a Viper Mustang, and now we have a Ute over here, which this is something else. Holy cow, this is even larger than the Mustang. Probably the largest one in the whole pack. And this thing can skid, holy cow. I think the craziest thing about skidding this one is that you have that massive rear pickup that you have to worry about. I feel like I'm just going to whack anything like, bam, I just whacked that with my big booty that I got freaking sliding around here. This one feels way lighter than the Mustang. That's the thing. Yeah, this car feels way lighter and just a lot more nimble than the Mustang is, even though it's larger. Another thing as well is that since this is an Australian car, I'm on the right side. See my character right there. But yeah, drifting a Formula Drift Hoonigan U. Never thought. But I guess we shall make our way over to the actual countryside drifting roads. Next up, we got the BMW E30 FD car. And you can see the cooling and the fan just running in the back while you're drifting it, which is insanely cool. This one I could already feel is definitely the lightest out of all of the cars, just because it's so tiny, you can see it. I think, yeah, you're just going to notice that all these drift cars have so much power but so little weight to them that it's just absolutely crazy. But we are making our way over to the mountain roads over there. See what these things are capable of. This thing just absolutely wants to wag its tail. It's so happy. It's like a little puppy. That's what I think of this E30. It's pretty easy to control. This is one of the easier ones just because it's so small. It just wants to skid all the time. But it's nice being out here too. You don't have to worry about all the traffic and stuff that's in downtown. I think drifting out here, out in the mountain drift roads is, where drifting originated in the first place. So this is definitely the better place to go test it out. Which is especially why I saved the last 3 Japanese ones for last. So we got all 3 240s here. All of them are different in their own ways. And I definitely want to start it with Matt Field's S15 Conversion with S14 that you'll see. His is kind of complicated, but you got S15 front end, S14 rear end. Oh my gosh, this is probably one of the ones I'm most excited for. Look at this. Just look at... Okay, we got to go in the drone mode for this one. I feel like the amount of detail that is in... You got the Takata strap in the back. You can see all the vents, all the little areas that this car just opens up and everything. You can see my guy in his suit. And then, holy cow, the full-out Falcon Tire livery, the wheels, the tinted headlights. It looks so aggressive. This is the definition of probably the meanest car there is on the planet with the hood and everything. God, that's going to be so sick. All right, let's test her out. I really love the way I could just whip it around. Now we're going up the mountain. Holy cow, this thing wants angle. Oh my gosh. It was like nothing. The amount of angle I could just whip that around. The control and stuff you have with these. I will say that there isn't anything that I felt in terms of drifting like these yet. These do feel a bit different to them. It's just because I think the devs and the people that made these cars, they knew that they actually tried they didn't just take, S14s and just make drift tunes and then just make them look like this. These are actually like, the handling and everything is literally how they are, as close as they could probably try and get them to real life. Let's try and not go off course here. Hello. Oh shoot, we got oncoming. Just drifting past all the traffic is so entertaining. Oh my gosh. And then you could do little wall taps with the stone walls. Yeah, this one's one of the faves. This one's definitely one of the faves of the pack. Freaking Matt Field's car. Oh my gosh, would you just look at that thing. Now, next up we have the S14 with the front end conversion. And this one, I want to see how much this one feels different to the last one I was just in. You can see my skid marks from where I was just at. Just the sounds of everything from the pure engine noise to the flutter you hear from all these cars. It's amazing. Yeah, this one can manage a lot of... This one has a lot of power to it, I can tell. This one definitely feels... I'm not sure if it's more powerful, if not, but this one feels like it can lay out some serious freaking tire marks. Oh my gosh, just admire the amount of angle you could get at the front. Just look at that. I'm just going to display it one more time. Just look at that. Look at that. I know it's just like the drift suspension that you have in FM7, but I feel like that's almost a bit more. That is an insane amount of angle. But yeah, I love the rear tails of this S14. You can't ever modify those. I feel like if they can add these to these FD cars, then they should be able to add these as a customization option to the actual S14. I mean, those are sick. Oh, let's take one more corner around. Oh, it loves it. All right, probably the coolest thing about this is that the exhausts, they just release up on the hood. So just like kind of the Hoonicorn, you could get exhaust flames just popping out of the front hood. There you go. There's one. All right, and let's swap into our final vehicle. We now have the Zenki S14 here, and you have another different look at taillights. This one is absolutely crazy because beyond the livery, you have the massive air scoop on the roof. You have the big wing. You have the freaking, just the engine sticking out, the splitter. Everything is all over the place on this one. But, I mean, technically we've gone through 2 other S14s, so let's see how this one compares to the others. Let's go back up the hill one more time. Take this one sideways. Yeah, this one doesn't feel as easy as the other 2 to get complete angle. I don't know why. Looks good with all the tire smoke coming from the back, that's for sure. And we're starting to get rain, so I think we're finishing up at perfect timing here. But yeah, this one's still definitely driftable. Let's avoid that. But other than that, yeah, this one just doesn't seem... I think this one feels heavy as well. I cannot tell. But anyway, let's end it off with that. I'd say my 2 favorites from the pack is probably the Viper and Matt Field's S15 and S14 and a half mix car, whatever you call these. The freaking conversion cars. But yeah, these are all insane as they are. They're definitely worth it. Like, the pack itself is definitely worth it. There's no way that it's not worth it. In fact, this pack literally adds on so much to the game, you have no idea. But with that, hopefully you guys got a good look at what these FD cars are like in the game. And this will be JackUltraMotive signing off.
Let's go.